Hello and welcome back to the channel, Kelly Legends Media. I want to thank all the subscribers, all of you who support the channel, who hit that like button. It's a good way to support the channel without it not costing anything. This is a reaction video, okay, on a video that the homies Hangout put out regarding Dubs and him debriefing, okay. Now, we've seen a few people already come out with the paperwork, and it seems like Chemo Flicks passed received some paperwork. I don't know if he's the one who sent it out to these various people, but he did show it. Slugs from Slugstown, he talked about it a little bit, but he wouldn't show the paperwork. And then homie Hangout did a video, and homie Hangout, he works representing people, and he goes in and testifies as a gang expert. And from what I understand, he works on the defendant side to prove that he's not what they say he is, and try to get him off, okay? But he's very good with legal work, okay? He understands the paperwork. He can interpret the paperwork better than the average bear, okay? So he was showing some paperwork where I guess Dubs was doing a lawsuit against the Department of Corrections for some vitamins that they weren't giving him, that he was receiving at another prison, and I guess they discontinued that, or some medication with the vitamins, and started giving him something else. And anyways, he had problems with the way he was being treated medically, okay? And the lawsuit mentioned doctors, nurses, even assistant nurses, okay? Whatever they're called, you know, LVNs or whatever the case is. But he was doing his thing, trying to get paid. But in that paperwork, it talked about a situation where he was put in ADSEG for a couple of days, and the CO said it was because there was no bedroom, no bed space available to put him on the SNY, because it says that Dubs says that he had asked the officer, why am I here? I'm SNY. Why did you bring me to ADSEG? You know, and there was people that were active there on where they put him. Anyways, bottom line is, you know, it says that he was an associate to one of the prison gangs, and he had dropped out and debriefed. So really, other than the lawsuit, there's no real news there. If you don't know by now and understand by now, and if you don't believe by now that Dubs walked away, debriefed, and went to SNY, you're never going to, you know. Every once in a while, somebody will bring something up to verify it, but I think it goes without question. You know, the guy did what he did, and he don't want to talk about it. You know, he talked about it allegedly with 16 to Life with Chill. And Chill says, hey man, he told me himself that he debriefed, you know, that he went SNY. And so I guess he's gonna pick and choose who he shares that information with for whatever reason, you know. I know I'd probably, if it was me, I wouldn't probably want to talk about it, you know. I would be ashamed probably for doing that, you know, because, you know, you get committed to something and you buy into it, and then you walk away from it. Either like you had a really, really bad taste in your mouth, or you were just tired. It was just too much work, and you weren't cut out for it, and you were like, man, I'm cool. I'm gonna go on kickback and work on myself. Whatever the case is, it's not gonna affect Dubs one way or another. What anybody thinks or believes, he's gonna go on with his life and enjoying his life, and whatever he feels about his debriefing and going to SNY, that's his cross to bear, and he's gonna and whatever he feels about it, he's gonna deal with that each and every day. That's his simple. It's his pedo. You know what I mean? And if you want to miss with Dubs, you miss with him. If you don't. I don't have no communication with the guy. I don't talk to him. He does his thing, I do mine. Same thing with Gunner. Whatever he did or whatever he went through, that's his business. We're not in prison. They're like miles away from me. I don't care. I really don't. Well, am I gonna like buddy up with them or do something with them? I probably won't. Why? Because I was just taught that way, and that's how I feel, and that's what I believe. It is what it is. Some people, they don't care. As a matter of fact, 90,000 people don't give a shit. And I'm sure I don't know, with Gunner, I don't know how many thousands of people, but I know thousands and thousands of people, they don't care. They watch him, and he's doing his thing, and I don't think neither one of them care what any of us think. You know what I mean? Bottom line. But I don't know, man. I think the whole issue's already burned out. It is what it is. There's no denying it. If you don't believe it, there's something wrong. Same thing with all this stuff about Danny. If you don't believe with everything that is said and everything that's been done, you're never gonna believe it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. And apparently it doesn't matter to these guys. And the reason why it don't matter to me, because it don't affect my life. It don't get in my way. And I don't have to deal with them. You know what I mean? If I did, depending on the situation, would depend on the outcome. Obviously, if we were locked up together, there'd be more than just an issue. It is what it is. That's just the way the game's played. Am I active like that? No, I'm not. But nevertheless, just because I'm old and I got some physical issues or whatever, that doesn't exempt me from anything. You know what I mean? You see people in the prison yards in goddamn wheelchairs, and they're getting booked. You know what I mean? People on crutches, on with the cane, and they're getting bebopped. So I know that I'm not going to be exempt for my illnesses or anything if I end up somewhere and I don't do nothing. And that's just the way it is in jail. Hopefully I'll never end up there. Hopefully I'll never go back there, and I'll live my life peacefully in my little corner of the road with the people I care about and love, who really matter. This dude, he doesn't matter to me. I like Homie Hangout. I like his get down. I think he's very intelligent. On some subjects he gets too deep and it goes over my head, and then I don't watch. I have to change it because I just don't get it. But I respect that. I respect his level of intelligence regarding the law, legalities, and ramifications from different rulings and all of this stuff, you know. It's fascinating to some point. So I like watching him, you know. He's all right with me as a content creator. Me and Josh are not buddies. We're not friends. We're not anything. We just know each other, that we both have channels, and just respect each other, you know. But anyways, go check out his video, Homie Hangout. And he did the video yesterday, and I'm not sure what it's called, but his thumbnails are always very clear. You'll see that there's paperwork, and you know, he'll let you know what he's going to discuss right away. When you see his thumbnail, you already know. You read the title, this is the one. And check out if you're interested, you know, if you even want to read it, you know. But basically it's Dubs, I guess, presenting this kind of affidavit, I think you would call it, for court. And he's talking about how he was being treated, how he was moved, how he was put in danger, how he's not getting his medication right, how you know, how he wants a couple of, how do they say it, a couple of tawau, you know what I mean, to line his wallet, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. You gotta get your money when you know, every chance you get. Anyways, this is my video for today, just a real quick one. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you for watching. And you know, I already know how you guys feel about Dubs, Gunner, even Blue Devil, a couple other characters that you guys mention and go in on whenever I bring them up. But that wasn't anything intended on my behalf. I'm just bringing up what I seen and what I thought about this whole bringing up this paperwork. I mean, Chemo did something, Slugs did something, Josh did something, and I just don't think it was that that type of content, like really like hot content. Dubs was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna show it, and you know, I should have just whipped it out. You know what I mean? Everybody's seen paperwork on Dude already. It doesn't matter. That everybody knows, and there's a grip of people, like I say, that just don't care. You know, they're gonna watch him, befriend him, send him money, and do all those things for him. You know, and that's his business. You know, until it becomes somebody else's. That's my video for today. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you on the next video. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay free, people. Stay out from behind them bars. It's tricky in there.